The medium of video games has come a long way since its inception, and modern technology has enabled developers to craft experiences and visuals that rival that of movies. There's no shortage of high-action moments in video games, moments that make you feel like you're in a movie scene, and here we'll be looking at 15 such moments. Uncharted Lost Legacy Train Sequence.
Go get him, ladies! Go shit!
Good luck, mate. Think he'll be alright? Didn't know you cared. He's got the tusk.
The Uncharted games have always been marketed as high-action cinematic thrill rides, and the series has no shortage of moments that would leave anyone awestruck. But Uncharted Lost Legacy's train sequence has to be one of the better ones of the bunch, simply because of how it weaves an element of emotion into the action. Chloe, Nadine, and Sam try to catch a moving train as they off-road and get through hordes of enemies just to get into the grappling vicinity of the train. As Chloe and Nadine board the train, Sam gets left behind, and the following section sees you jumping on trucks and switching tracks amidst plenty of explosions and gunshots. It all culminates in a 2-on-1 boss fight against the final baddie, following which Chloe and Nadine make a last-ditch escape from a collapsing train.
Go, go, go!
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater SHANGHAI Chase. Despite being almost 18 years old at this point, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater SHANGHAI escape sequence is one of the most high-octane cinematic experiences in the franchise. This section sees our protagonist Naked Snake make an escape from the military base as he rides shotgun alongside Ava, all while SHANGHAI chases them around the battlefield. With seemingly no way to defeat the mech with pure firepower, the duo decides to lure it towards a bridge and rig it with C4 while the mech is crossing. Of course, it's easier said than done, since you do have to cut through hordes of guards all while SHANGHAI closes in on you. It ends with you sniping away at the C4 charges on the bridge, which rounds out this amazing chase sequence. Detroit Become Human Connor Chase. This sequence sees our protagonist Connor chasing down a deviant through buildings, rooftop farms, and highways. As is the case with most Quantic Dream games, the chase sequence is incredibly cinematic, all thanks to great direction and astounding visual fidelity. As Connor, you get to choose between different paths during the chase sequence, which can significantly alter the results. But either way, it's a really fun sequence through and through. Death Stranding, the ending.
Don't give up. You're still connected.
While Death Stranding's ending cinematic might not be as action-heavy as others on this list, it certainly packs an emotional punch. After connecting the entirety of America on the chiral network and facing off against Clifford Unger, Sam makes his way to Amelie's beach, wherein it is confirmed that Amelie and Bridget are indeed one and the same, and that extinction is inevitable. Just over the beach, we see a flaming planet with hints at impending doom. Shots are framed and directed with great precision and care, and during these moments, the game doesn't look any less than a big-budget Hollywood movie.
Wait. I don't know what to do.
Sure you do. After everything, how could you not?
Battlefield 4 Shanghai Mission.
That helo does not bode well.
Battlefield 4 Shanghai Showdown is an absolute thrill ride through and through, and you are subjected to situations that constantly escalate in intensity. You start the mission by arriving on Ground Zero with your buddies in a van, and after an unfortunate accident, you make your way to the top of a skyscraper to retrieve some high-ranking VIPs. Multiple ambushes later, you arrive at the site only to escape through the roof on a stolen helicopter, all while your squad takes out the opposing forces one by one. Medal of Honor Frontline D-Day Mission. The D-Day invasion of Normandy was easily one of the biggest events in World War II, which saw the Allied forces storming the beaches of Normandy through land, air, and the sea. Many military shooters have showcased the invasion in video game form, but Medal of Honor Frontline's representation is easily the most memorable. Everything from the introductory cutscene to storming the beaches and clearing bunkers is quality stuff, and it all feels like part of a well-scripted war movie. Yakuza 0, Nishiki tries to kill Kiryu.
よく味わって据えよ、兄弟。そいつがお前の。
Set against the backdrop of a dark forest, this cutscene can make anyone invested in Kiryu's story teary-eyed. Kiryu's longtime buddy Nishiki tries to kill him by pointing a gun at his head, but is unable to pull the trigger due to his relations and history with him. The writing and performances are absolutely on point, and while there isn't any gameplay during this section, it doesn't make it any less memorable than any others on the list.
どうした？しっかり狙えよ。まだ死んでねえぞ。撃てねえよ。
Ghost of Tsushima, Ghost Awakens Power.
Invaders! Look at your general! Run! Or this will be your fate!
Ghost of Tsushima takes place in a picturesque landscape, which provides for a bevy of cinematic moments, but undoubtedly one of the better ones is the first time when Jin earns the Ghost stance. After defeating General Temuge, the color fades away and we see an enraged Jin absolutely slaughter any and all resistance in front of him. It looks really cool, and the fade to black and white colors is a great reference to old Kurosawa movies. A Way Out, getting out of prison. By all means, A Way Out feels like the video game adaptation of Escape Plan, and no scene in the game is a better testament to that comparison than the actual prison escape in the game. After carefully plotting the entire escape, Vincent and Leo finally manage to smuggle a wrench from the prison workshop, and through cooperation, the duo sneaks out of their prison cells and into the outer compound. The escape isn't the smoothest since the alarm gets triggered before they make it out of the premises, but it's really fun and ends up being a successful escape despite all odds. The Order 1886. The Order 1886 might not have been the most well-received game when it was released back in 2015, but credit where credit is due, it certainly feels like a true cinematic experience for the entirety of its runtime. Of course, many things are required to fall into place for that to happen, including but not limited to smooth animations, high-quality visuals, and well-directed cutscenes, and The Order 1886 delivers on these aspects to some great results. Spider-Man Miles Morales, Bridge Sequence.
I've got an idea! You gotta get it stable. Stick!
Insomniac Games polished its already amazing gameplay foundations with Spider-Man Miles Morales, and much like the original, Miles Morales also features some really well-directed QuickTime events. Undoubtedly, the best in the game is the sequence where Miles has to save hundreds of citizens from drowning in the water by preventing the bridge from falling. With very little time to spare, Miles smartly uses his webs to keep the bridge afloat, and we get to witness all the slick action in high definition, which isn't any less than watching a Spider-Man movie. Mass Effect 2, Opening Sequence.
Come on, baby, hold together. Hold together.
Mass Effect 2 is a massive space opera that has swaths of interesting missions and characters, but the introduction is one that is really memorable. After a brief glimpse of the elusive man, the shot cuts to Shepard's Normandy ship, which is soon attacked by a hostile ship. As the crew make it out through escape shuttles, Shepard tries to convince Joker to leave before the ship goes down. The slow walk through the destroyed pathways and corridors of the ship is as memorable as it gets, and it's all accentuated by the complete lack of music during that section, making it as cinematic as it could be. Wet, Car Chase. This particular sequence sees our protagonist making her way to her target as she jumps and slashes on cars, all while they speed through the highway. As you shoot down targets and partake in QuickTime events, plenty of explosions occur and gunshots fly, many of which are cinematically dodged at the very last second, all while distorted guitar riffs play out in the background. It all culminates in a cinematic showdown, where Ruby burns down her target as she majestically walks away from the scene like a true gangster. Star Wars Battlefront Speeder Bike Chase. While this is just a tutorial mission that's meant to ease players into getting used to the speeder bikes, it's an amazing one nevertheless. Set against the planet of Endor, you need to hunt down rebels all while riding on a speeder through the forest. The sheer sense of speed that you get while riding the vehicle, alongside the incredible visuals and the majestic soundtrack, all come together to make this sequence a worthwhile representation of Star Wars in video game form. Red Dead Redemption 2 Assault on Braithwaite Manor.
That is a young boy. That is not the way you do things. Hand him over.
Get the hell off our land!
Despite some low points such as Guarma, Red Dead Redemption 2 has an impressive number of missions that'll make you feel like part of a movie set in the Wild West. The assault on Braithwaite Manor sees the Vanderlyn gang storming the manor in search of Jack, and it remains one of the highlights of the experience. After reaching Ground Zero, the gang proceeds to the manor in unison with loaded guns, all of which is framed perfectly and coupled with great dialogues and appropriate music. After Dutch and Arthur failed to find Jack in the premises, they burn the whole place down to the ground, which closes out this amazing and undoubtedly cinematic mission. And with that, we reach the end of this video. Have anything to say? Let us know in the comments below. Also, we upload new videos every single day on GamingBolt, so please consider subscribing as it really helps us out. Thanks for watching.